Imagine a world where superhero filmmakers actually gave a damn about the movies they made. No slop like The Flash or Turtles. Well, I don't know how it's happening, but the stars are aligning this July with the release of Fantastic Four and Superman. My lord, do these films look even sexier than Hugh Jackman in lingerie. Now I know I should be hesitant, as I have been burned in the past by high expectations, but was a recent incredible Thunderbolts that I loved, which I made a short about months ago, hyping up, which I'm so glad didn't become outdated because I would have looked like an idiot. Anyway, I was going to make a video on the Thunderbolts, but university liked spending me over and making me bitch, so I didn't have any time. But with the success of the Thunderbolts and its really cool post-credit scene, which I won't spoil here, it has renewed a bit of my faith in superhero movies, which I did have from the beginning from the birthday films, but it's nice to have it back a bit. But then again, it is the hope that kills you. But this time, I'm willing to get too excited for these movies, since I am sure they will be peak. And if I'm wrong, I give you guys full permission to burn me at the stake. Now let's get into why I think these movies will be great. Before we start, if you enjoy this, please like and subscribe, since it makes me really happy. Pretty please. Let's look at the protagonist. Now both these films have been called out for their awkward castings. Main ones being Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic, and the other one being David Cornsweet playing Superman. Both of these have been pretty controversial amongst fans, and while it's hard to form a full opinion of the actors and their characters before the movies come out, I think the trailers help form an idea. Now, David Cornsweet as Superman I think is phenomenal casting. Not only is he tall at 6'3" and buff, but he also gives us the kind and caring vibes I want from a Superman. The beginning of the latest trailer shows off his best, as he does an interview with Lois Lane, which by the way, I love their chemistry together, and I cannot wait to see more of them. Anyway, this interview gives us a great idea of Superman's ideals, as while Lois calls him out for interfering in a war, he argues that he was doing good and that lives were in danger, which reminds me of his Golden Age tagline, Superman, champion of the oppressed, which is a perfect way for Gunn to characterize his version. I loved when the citizens of Metropolis chanted his name, and we see a civilian help pick him up on the side of the road, showing that they're there for him, like he's there for them, which is so damn cool! And now while I did love Henry Cavill as Superman, seeing this more hopeful rendition is so refreshing, and I can't wait to see what they do with him. On the other hand, I'm not too certain about Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. Now, please note that I love Mr. Fantastic from the bottom of my heart. I grew up watching the Fantastic Four films, even Fantastic, which, my god, but that's a story for another day. I love reading the comic lines, especially in the Ultimate Universe, since the Maker is so badass that I always wear his skin at Marvel Rivals, since he's freshly dripped out. Whew, just look at him. But, back on track, Pascal doesn't really fit all too well for me. I am still on the fence about him. I just need to see more of him. His stretching powers, the one millisecond we saw in the trailer, looked fantastic. And that one scene when asked if the world is going to be safe and he says, I don't know, gave me chills. For me, it felt like this was more of a celebrity casting instead of what fit the character. But I do love Pedro Pascal, and he has been phenomenal with other projects like The Mandalorian and The Last of Us, so regardless, I'm sure he's going to do a great job. Plus, it does seem like he's going to be here for a while, so I might as well get used to him. But I do also hope he forms or joins a council of Reeds, since I need to see that in live action. This way they can bring back even Miles Teller, which they did you dirty, my boy. You better come back as the Maker. I believe in you. You got this. Moving over to the side characters, the rest of the Fantastic Four looks great. I know there was a tad of hesitation with Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch, but the latest trailers have really warmed me up to him. Get it? He seems charming, and he did get a laugh out of me with the deadline, but I need one thing from him. If he doesn't team up with Spider-Man, either Doomsday, Secret Wars, or just anything in the future, then Kevin Feige, check your mailbox. Here's the thing. I need to make me rock hot, cause damn! I love how we first see him cooking, which reminds me of Evan Ross's other role, Eben Moss Backrack. I can't say his name properly. Anyway, it reminds me of his other role of Richie and the Bear, which I don't know if that was intentional or not, but definitely hilarious. I gotta say, Vanessa Kirby's Sue Storm being the heart of the team is something I will never complain about, as the trailer where she reassures Reed by describing the team's dynamic and how the accident and what happened to them wasn't his fault was very sweet, and not to mention how dope her powers are, and they have this wavy light aesthetic to it, and it's just so visually appealing. And her being pregnant is so fascinating, and seeing Franklin in live action already will have so many ramifications for the future of the MCU, and there has to be a reason why they choose him. And while sure, he's probably one of the main reasons why Galactus is coming, but I do think he has such an important, he's just so important in the comics, and I just can't wait to see what he does in the MCU. I just know he's going to play a crucial part. But quite frankly, I am worried about Sue and Doomsday. It seems like Namor is going to be in there. So that squid fucker better stay away from her. Because, oh my god, if he starts flirting with her again. That guy gives me such the ick. Ugh. Ugh, I just got flashbacks to that one time Namor forced Sue to kiss him or else to Fluttle in New York, which is, oh god, I don't like it. I don't like it what's a bit. Back to the Man of Super. I already talked about Lois, so who else does Superman have on his side? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we have goddamn Krypto the Superdog here for backup, and he looks amazing. I want to give him 1,000,000 pats, and it seems from the trailers that he's a bit unruly since he's not fully trained, which is perfect. And I've heard some people saying that he's gonna die in his movie, but I severely doubt that, because next year we're having Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and which has Krypto as an important character in it. So, of course they can change the story from the comic lines, but if Krypto dies, then we also see a couple members of the Justice League ? I'm not sure if it actually is them, but it could be. We have Guy Gardner, Hulkgirl, and Mr. Terrific, who all seem to be working for Maxwell Lord, which is why they have the same uniform costumes, which I think look fine for now and what they mean. They're not gonna be the permanent ones, and for that it's good. I doubt they'll be assisting Superman, as they seem like they're against him due to Superman not fitting into the idea of a part of a corporation, and instead subscribing to his own morals, but I'm sure they'll come around to his side eventually. We also see a quick peek of them in Peacemaker Season 2 trailer, which makes me glad, as it makes this new DCU seem way more tied together, and I'd love to see in future projects how they have this interconnectivity of just different heroes coming together. That's really exciting. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner is perfect in my opinion, and as he can play like the best douchebag that you still find lovable, and his character is really fun to see. And we even get to see his powers for a tiny bit in the trailer, which makes me even more excited for Lanterns, as the CGI is great. Just please don't do Hal dirty in live action again, and I'm happy. That's all I'm asking for. I don't have much to say about the villains of these movies. We've barely seen Galactus, but from what we've seen so far, it's pretty cool. And it's better than him being a fucking giant fog cloud in space, so that's something. Silver Surfer's fine. I don't really know what to say about her. She's a bit too shiny for my liking compared to the 2007 version, but I love how imposing she is, so I let her cook in the movie. Lex Luthor's cool too. I'm slowly warming up to Nicholas Hoult as portrayal of him. I had my doubts, but I am glad to be proven wrong, as bro is just a hater for Superman, and I'm all for it. We love the one generation haters here on this channel. Further, bro is definitely a tweaker. Holy crap, have you seen how he just crashes out on him? I love that part of him. We also see a couple kaijus in the trailer, which will be so much fun to see. Superman beat the shit out of it, because I love giant monsters and giant monster fights. And this guy looks a bit goofy, but I love him for it. I'm hoping we see more of that in Fantastic Four, and there's probably going to be some setup for Doom, which would be crazy if he's not there in a post-credit scene. At least, like, since how the fuck will his first appearance be in Doomsday? That's just insane. That makes no sense to me. They have to set him up in a Fantastic Four film, because it's Doom. How would you? Now is the perfect time. And if they don't do it, it is such a fumble. Now, while the characters are looking good, they're nothing without a good story. We have more of an idea of what's happened in Fantastic Four compared to Superman, but I'm glad we don't have the full scope for both stories. Going to Thunderbolts, I was a bit sad that almost every story beat was in the trailers, to the point where I knew what was happening next every scene. But with this two, I don't have that feeling yet. Superman has been pretty vague. It definitely feels like they're holding back a lot, especially how this recent trailer played it. As while we know Lex Luthor is the main villain, I have no clue how he fits in with all the other stuff with Maxwell Lord or the war in Barovia. And I do have a rough idea of how he uses these stuff to tarnish Superman's image, but other than that, I'm really excited to see how Lex Luthor just goes full crash out course on Superman. And Fantastic Four is very reminiscent of the Life Story comic, and the Nanocut has a great video on this, where it talks about the parallels between these trailers and the comic run, and it seems pretty clear that it's almost a direct adaptation. But despite all the similarities, it's not direct, right? Because it takes place over more time, but I would say a more condensed version of it. And despite all the similarities, this movie feels as if it has one big secret it's still hiding from us. I don't know what that is, but there is a missing puzzle piece that they haven't shown yet, and whether it's the world being eaten, which I don't think so. The reveal of Doctor Doom, the Council of Reeds, or an incursion happening, something tells me we're in for a big changing surprise. And that, quite frankly, if I'm right, will be so damn hype. Surprisingly enough, that's all I have to say about the stories for these movies. Now, of course, it's because we only have trailers, but I don't want to know everything about the movies, and I went in for a wild ride. As Tame Impala said, the less I know, the better. Now, onto the music aspect. Both these scores are incredible. I genuinely don't think I need to say anything else. Michael Giacchino, I don't know how to say his name. I'm not Italian, I'm Spanish, but even then I'm still butchering his name. Michael Giacchino. Giacchino, Giacchino, Giacchino's. I'm just gonna Giacchino's to save you guys time. Giacchino's Fantastic Four theme fits the futuristic retro theme so well, and then the modern rendition of John Williams' Superman theme will forever, no matter what form it comes in, will always be a treat to my ears. That's it for music, really. Onto my conclusion being, sorry if this video seemed a bit back and forth. I had a lot to say, and I should have made it 2 videos, but I'm a bit of an idiot, and I thought the title's pun was way too good to turn down. So here we are in this Frankenstein mess of a video. I'm a bit sick, so if I sound weird or nasally, whoops, not much I can do there. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video regardless. These movies coming out a fortnight between each other is still crazy to me, and I cannot wait. Comment down below what you guys think, and looking forward to maybe a Jurassic World movie that comes out around July 2. And sure, power to you. But regardless, like and subscribe, and see ya.